I don't see the video, Bailey.
Bailey, come on.
No, it's not. I'm looking at your screen. You should see. Go to the scene that is the video. It's on a scene there, bud.
Shit, man. I'll be talking behind my back.
We just talked over the intro.
Oh, do we? Sorry.
Yeah. I got to square up in the frame here. Hey, Mike, how are you?
I'm great, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. You look like you're in solitary confinement.
I'm very, very proud of myself. I did this. Finished my closet. Something that I never would have finished being on the road so much. Now that I'm home, I finished it. I own some moving blankets. We got refreshments.
Hey, you know what I did not do?
Yeah, you didn't even notice my refreshments. Did you look at my refreshments? Did you see them?
No, yeah. I can't see
NyQuil and it's NyQuil and Jack Daniels and beer. I'm drinking this beer. I got to no. But
I got to do the thing. Hang on. We're out of practice. It's been a year. It's been a year. Hey, everybody, welcome to Suds and Buds. I'm Brian Stephens.
I'm Mike Speenberg.
And we're just two average guys who used to have not-so-average jobs who sit at home a lot now.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
I don't know, dude. It's freaking scary.
I know.
No way. But no, I finished my closet today. Chloe went and bought an inflatable pool.
Yep.
That holds like 8,800 gallons of water.
Okay.
We did that, and we built a fire pit with bricks we found on the property. We're in like a 100-year-old farmhouse, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah. We're in an old farmhouse. So I just took a closet in the farmhouse.
Okay.
And put a light up and hung some stuff up, and now I got a little voiceover / Luckily, I've been taking voiceover because now I ain't got shit else to do. You know what I mean? There's motion at my side door.
Whoa! What was that?
So there's motion at my side door. That's my room doorbell.
Please silence your phones and your doorbells. Keep your hands inside the cabin.
That's my biggest fear about this closet is like somebody's gonna burn the house down around me, or like I'm gonna walk out of here and it's gonna be 1984. That'd be a cool movie, though. Be a cool movie.
I'd watch it.
A guy in his
I'd be cheering.
Closet, and he walks out. Walks out, and it's like 1981.
I would cheer. All right, so hang on. Oh, dang it. All right, so this is very improvisational. We just kind of threw this together for you guys. We haven't been on the internet together in a year, actually over a year, because I'll tell you about. So, Scotty called me.
No, it was a year. It was a year. Hey, listen, it was a year ago yesterday.
Yesterday. Okay. Because we had Scotty for his birthday.
I have a voiceover. When's Scotty's birthday?
April the 2nd.
Yeah, or whenever that, like a couple days ago, because I got a Facebook memory thing, and it was Scotty Too Hottie, and it was the day we did the show, so it's right around a year.
Yeah. So, hey Bailey, close that door right there, please. Yeah, please, if you would. Yeah, I've got my son here helping out. He's running tech.
Yeah, Bailey's doing a good. You know, he answered the phone. He sounded like an adult. I thought it was you.
He is an adult.
Hello.
He's
and
like,
I said, what's up, man? He said, what's up? And I said, I'm like, I got to go out back in a few minutes. My dad's in the shower. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what your goddamn dad's doing. Like, I thought it was you telling me what your dad was doing. I was like, I don't give a goddamn what your dad's doing. I don't care if he's in the shower. And then I thought, oh, that's Bailey. And I was like, damn, dude, you sound like an adult.
Yeah, he's 20.
How old is Bailey now?
He is 22. He'll be 23 in August. And yeah,
nice.
It's weird.
So now, would he be there if you weren't quarantined, or is he still living with those dudes?
No, he moved in at the beginning of March because his lease was up and he didn't have another place to live yet. So he asked if he could have a couple of months to live with us and find a new place and get a little money saved up. And I'm a good dad. I mean,
perfect timing there too for everything. Perfect timing.
You would think that we could see into the future.
Well, no, I wouldn't think that.
All right. So, what I'm doing this week, what are you drinking? What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Corona and Sound and Body cold and flu relief. No, I'm kidding. I'm just having Coronas.
Okay. So,
that's what I've been drinking. That's what I drink. That's what I've been drinking pretty much anyway since the last couple of years.
oh, okay.
I haven't had caffeine since June.
What? Oh man, I would have headaches.
I fell out at Five Guys. I didn't tell you that I fell out at Five Guys.
No.
Yeah, I came back. I went to Hawaii,
Mhm.
and I flew out there. And there's a boat in Hawaii that only does Hawaii. It's a Norwegian boat. It's called the Pride of America.
Okay.
The hiccups. Pride of America, and the whole crew is American.
Okay.
And just that you fly out there because the boat only does the islands. There's no casino on it because it's registered in America.
Okay.
So anyway, I went out there, and so I was only out there for a week. It's a 6-hour time change.
Mm.
So I flew out there for the week.
Yep.
And flew back, and messes with your body.
Oh,
and when I'm working, I got shows at night. So I'm just drinking a couple of beers. I don't get wasted, but I have a couple of beers.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the daytime, I have coffee, water,
right.
and dinner and beer. You know what I mean? Just that musician comic lifestyle.
Yeah.
Running all the time, airport type thing. And I flew home and excuse me, and I went out to dinner with my mom and had a couple of beers. The next day, Amber and I went to Five Guys at here in Matthews.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting at Five Guys looking at her, and my hand started shaking. And this was last June, dude. My hand started shaking.
Okay.
She said I stood up and I went to face plant into the soda machine. She caught me. And the next thing I remember, I've never been in an ambulance in my life, Brian.
Okay.
Next thing I remember, I wake up and there's all these dudes around me looking at me in fireman suits. I'm like, what the fuck?
I just died and went to heaven.
Yeah. Died at the fucking thunder from down under. Somebody else's heaven. That'd be my luck. I'll get my grandma's heaven. So I wake up and there's all these guys like, "Are you okay? What's going on?" And then I'm like talking to them, and then I just like, I don't think I'm gonna get sick. I barfed all over the Five Guys. They cleared the Five Guys place out. Put me in an ambulance, and I have a low resting heart rate. It's like 55 beats a minute pretty naturally.
Yeah.
So it went down to like 40. So these dudes thought I was dying. And they're like talking to me, "Are you going to be all right?" I said, and I tried to explain that to them, that I have a low resting heart. And then once I barked, I felt fine. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I was all right. Just routed it up to exhaustion and not taking care of myself. And I just decided that day, no more caffeine.
That's smart.
Because of all the shit that I do, that's the only one that I think I could part with.
Yeah. Well, for me, I start the day with a couple of energy drinks, and I always have. I've gotten it where I can just.
I masturbate really, really hard when I fast when I wake up, and that gets me through like till lunch.
So that's actually one of the reasons why having your adult son living in your house is kind of difficult. I haven't gotten laid in like, I don't know, a month and a half. What?
How is that? Is he using your razor?
Here's the thing: when your kids are like, even when they're 10 or 11 years old, you can always pass off. If you and your wife like each other and you're having sex,
are you and Rosemary having to dial back the kink?
She's gonna kill me if I answer. She's gonna kill me if I answer. I might as well answer. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those where if we were having sex, then it makes it really difficult because I mean, you can't pass it off as we were wrestling. You can't pass it off as that. Yeah,
dude, when I was a kid growing up, my stepdad and my mom used to do it, and Clay would like wake, like it was like a big deal. He would go up to school. The next thing you could hear it. It was like you could hear the bed. Hear my stepdad and my mom doing it.
Oh no!
He found The Joy of Sex. My stepdad and my mom had The Joy of Sex.
The book.
Right. Well, there's two of them. One of them is the Kama Sutra.
Okay.
And that's the one with pictures, like actual photos of Japanese people fucking in weird positions.
Yeah.
A dude takes his wiener and points it downward. He's drawing from oil. So strange. And and the other one is The Joy of Sex, which is drawings, like just hand drawing. Yeah. People doing it, obscure positions. And that's what he found. And no kidding, dude. The bookmark is a Polaroid of my stepdad holding his junk. I wish I was making that up. And yeah, try that on when you're in the 8th grade. That'll leave a mark. That'll make your hair fall out, Brian. That'll make you wear a hat in a podcast.
Oh yeah, I wear a lot of hats lately because all of this whole stress of everything that's going on. I'm losing hair,
So
especially
let's
in the
talk about that.
front.
So what's the stress? Did you like? Are you like me, where Amber and I went? She won President's Club at work.
Yep.
Last year, and we were at Baja Mar in the Bahamas. We flew down there for 4 days for her vacation. So it was the first vacation that I've had where I didn't have to do a show at night. You know what I mean?
Right.
All the vacations in my life have been the vacation, but at the same time I have a show. It pays for the vacation. That makes sense.
Sure.
Like I go to the Bahamas 2 weeks a year, every year to headline, but I have to do a show every night at 9 o'clock. It's a nice vacation. I still have to do a show. Right. This is the first time I've never had to do anything. So we went down there. It was a wonderful time. That place is beautiful. It's in Nassau. It's called Baja Mar. It's a resort down there. It's really nice. And we were all the people she works with on President's Club, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they started talking about this nonsense going on. And we flew back right as all this was hitting the fan. And we've been here at the house ever since.
Yeah.
But as soon as it hit the fan, my calendar cleared. Like I have nothing on my calendar.
Oh yeah, you and me both. I mean, luckily I've had a few things that were already on the studio calendar that it didn't matter what was going on. They just need to get done. And I had a few clients that have called to give me work specifically because they knew what was going on. I've been very honest. I mean, I'm not on Instagram and Facebook and everything talking about how awesome life is and how wonderful everything is.
And you can't be. How could you? That's not normal.
No, it's not
Very,
real.
very shallow.
Yeah, it's not real. And I mean, I've never been one of those to use my social media for anything shallow anyway. I mean, what you see is what you get. But especially in this case, I almost kind
that's
of...
what I masturbate to.
So now we know.
That's what I like about you, your honesty. You can see it. You can see it in the pictures.
That explains all the text messages.
Yeah. And let me ask you this. I just see in the corner here it says participants, just me and you. Does that mean you were the only ones on here?
On this call, yes. But it's being blasted to the internet, so you know.
Okay, cool.
You might
I don't do anything stupid. Yeah, so my calendar's done, dude. Like I'm supposed to headline Phoenix, Arizona.
Right.
A Stir Crazy Comedy Club. That's the second week I lost.
Okay.
I was at Oklahoma City, the Looney Bin, and then I lost Phoenix. But the guy from Phoenix and I rescheduled for June 11th through 13th, and now I'm worried about whether that's even going. You know, like, dude, it's like hitting the brakes. I kind of, as a comic, always lived my life knowing that it could go away at any moment. And everything is nothing lasts forever. But I never thought that some fucked up Chinese any kind of weird in the middle of a market like type. You think about shit like how does it find its way to my life?
Yeah,
you know, like and I'm not saying that I'm not that why me type shit, but it's just the weirdness of the whole thing, and you don't know what's real, you don't know what's not real. Now, dude, Amber just showed me a tiger has it.
Really?
A tiger at a zoo.
Well, the thing is, there's a lot of conspiracy theories about where this came from. Hey, Brian Duffy, thanks for leaving a comment in the Facebook. You can see, Mike can't see the Facebook comments. I can see them though. Good to see you, Brian, or Duffy. We call him Duffy because I'm Brian. Anyway, but yeah, the thing is, despite all of the conspiracy theories that you've heard, this originally came because of the wet markets in China.
Well, I read somewhere that it was developed in a petri dish at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, by a Chinese doctor. Moved to China, to Wuhan, and started the place there that continued to study it, and that's where it went. He took it over there. There's no truth to any of that?
Here's the thing.
I don't know, dude. I'm asking him. I don't have any idea. The only time I've ever been this scared was when the crabs happened in my freshman dorm. This is the only thing where you've had to like decontaminate everything. You had to wash everything you had and like light shit on fire and pretty much move out. Crabs.
I only had that.
You want to run this? You want to get us through this country? You know who does it?
What?
Residence hall administrators. They've gotten us through the crabs, dude, in a semester. Like they've cleared hallways in a semester of weird shit, scabies, crabs.
Well, yeah,
kind of shit college kids get.
You have to basically fumigate. I mean, there's nothing you can't.
They put a thing. I got I have the unlimited $20 package at Auto Bell. That's my day now. I get up and I walk the dog, then shower, and then I go to Auto Bell. I have $20 unlimited, the car wash place.
Yeah.
And for $20 you can ride through and they towel dry. Or $20 unlimited for the month. So I do it every day. Like I'm like, I don't have any fucking thing else to do, so I get my car washed. And yesterday we didn't go the day before. Amber and I didn't go the day before my car. We went yesterday, and the dude goes, "What the hell?" We're like, "What?" He said, "I lost a bet." What do you mean lost a bet? He said, "Because you didn't come yesterday. That's how bad it is." I'm the 50-year-old dude to go through the car wash every day. That's my car wash. So I get my car washed, and they put a thing in there, man. When they do, I don't let them do the inside. I just drive through, and they do the outside of it. And then I pull down in the parking lot where the Harris Teeter is, like an old dork, and I take my my tire shine out of my trunk when they're done, and I shine my own tires by myself in the parking lot. I get my car and drive away.
And you do this every day?
Just about. I've given up Starbucks, dude. Don't fuck with me. I've given up decaf Starbucks for this shit. So I'm giving up a lot. I'm saving a lot of money though, driven by my travel as far as travel expenses.
Right. Well,
I'd still rather be working.
Well, I mean, for me, hey, thanks, Duff. I appreciate that. If you haven't noticed, if you're watching the live stream, there's actually a tip thing right in the middle, because we're two out-of-work entertainers. And so whatever you tip us to the PayPal and the Venmo or Cash App, whatever it is that you use, Mike and I are going to split that, and we're going to buy groceries with it when we actually get to go back to the grocery store. So that's what our lives are. Here's the thing about what I've noticed that I like. All right, so there's no gigs. There is no gigs. But
when was the last time you left your house?
20. Well, I mean, other than to go to the grocery to pick something.
2013.
It's like 21 days.
11.
At least 21 days, I think. Yeah, at least 21
days. You actually left the house?
Yeah.
Amber and I, we went to Aldi. We put bandanas on our faces. We were ready to rob the joint. We walked in there yesterday. You don't go anywhere at all?
No. I mean, I've gone to the grocery store maybe twice, but that was 2.5 weeks ago or something. I mean, it's been a while.
We've got. It's got to be 2 acres out here, 2 or 3 acres.
Mm.
So we've got a barn and everything in the back. We got a fire. We built, like I said, the fire pit and all that stuff. So we pretty much have a nice setup here at the house. But I still got to get out and drive around. I've still got to. And y'all, but in Georgia, where you're at, you just went on stay at home like 2 or 3 days ago.
Oh yeah, we're on
complete
lockdown.
Your governor doesn't have cable. What the fuck?
I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna just.
You get it from a sneeze. I love it in the state, dude. I love that state. I called that place my home for a long time, but what the fuck?
Have you heard him read his press conference material?
He's not reading anything.
If you ever heard it, yeah.
That's why it took me 7.5 hours to get from Woodstock to Smyrna in the fucking ice storm. Half a cup of Starbucks.
Well, he's got these laminated pages. They've got to be as thick as a couple credit cards, right? And they've got to have like 46-point font, because he only gets about maybe 5 or 6 words into it before he flips the page. But of the 5 words he reads on a page, at least 3 of them are mispronounced. And it's embarrassing. I'll just be honest with you. It's freaking embarrassing.
You know who's working like a motherfucker right now? Sign language interpreters.
Oh. And they're putting a lot into it. I mean,
yeah, they're good actors, dude. It's fantastic. I think but it's got to be like one of those things, like even stand up to a degree, and even music for a degree, but definitely the NBA and places like that where it's very cliquish. You got to know people.
Yeah.
You got to call a guy and be like, "Hello, I am interested in your."
Oh God, we just got completely nailed.
I'm half deaf. I'm deaf in one ear.
You are. That's what people don't realize.
I didn't want to swim till I was 17.
Oh, geez. Yeah, you are. I didn't realize you were until we did one of these. And I think I was sitting on the wrong side from you.
What? I didn't want to swim till I was 17 because I didn't like getting water in my ear.
Does that say BJ Hanley Bailey?
It's Waterbed Baby. Waterbed Baby.
Oh, BJ Hanley's on. BJ Hanley's on.
BJ Hanley. Is that the cat that won the award? What's the dude's name that we took?
No, that's Sean McElhaney.
Sean McElhaney. That was a good time, man.
Oh, dude, I'd love to see Sean McElhaney.
Still alive? Is he alive? Still alive?
As far as I know, he is. So one of the things I'm doing is we're doing this is very improvisational.
Harville is supposed to be here somewhere.
On the stream. Trevor, if you're here, what does it say here? Oh, there's Trevor Harville right there.
Yeah, Trevor is there. Yeah,
his wife said, "Hello, Mike."
That's Brenda. Yeah, she got my mother's name. And they decorate their houses the same. Very cool. That brings me to another point. My mother's one of those people that doesn't believe this thing. She's out living her life like normal. She works for Coca-Cola and she's going into work.
What?
I haven't seen my mother. My brother lives in Cookeville, Tennessee, and he's driving back and forth from Charlotte to Cookeville to see my mom. And then his daughter lives with my mom, and she's going back and forth to her mom's and back and forth.
man.
So she's the reason you're not working, dude. No shit.
Well, Roses.
I let my mom have it the other day. I'm tired of it. Like,
just telling
even
her.
if you don't believe that this virus is like something that's going to get you and kill you, just stay the fuck home for 2 weeks so we can all get back to work.
Well, that's the thing. I've heard a ton of conspiracies, and of course, there's all kinds of people that are online.
Why do you keep using that word? I'm having a conspiracy theory about the fact that you're using conspiracy theory so much.
Well, see, because the truth usually is a lot stranger than these conspiracies. Because if you think about the science of it, I'm making a mess here with this lime stuff. If you think about the science of it, the idea that that some kind of tiny little pathogen could change itself so that eventually it could hop from...
Goddamn tiger's got it, man. You think that tiger watches Netflix?
I hadn't watched...
I'm telling you, you think I'm making that shit up. I'm going to read it to you.
I watched 10 minutes of that and I turned it off, and here's why. Because I grew up in Mississippi and none of that surprised me.
Yeah, I've been to James Gregory's house, dude. These people have no idea what they're dealing with. A tiger at the Bronx Zoo has tested positive for the new coronavirus in what is believed to be the first known infection in an animal in the U.S. or a tiger anywhere, federal officials in the zoo said Sunday.
Okay.
4-year-old Malaysian tiger and 6 other tigers and lions have also fallen ill or believed to have been infected by a zoo employee, U.S. Department of Agriculture said. First animals started showing symptoms March 27th. All are expected to recover, said the zoo, which has been closed to the public since March 16th.
So it jumped from a person to the tiger? Is that what
that's what I'm saying. That's fucking crazy, man. It's a legit, it's Channel 3 News in Charlotte. It's a legit website. It's not like, it's not some crazy fucking website I've never heard of.
Right. It's not some incendiary thing that's meant to make you react.
Yesterday, Ozzy, we have a cat. His name's Ozzy.
Yep.
He's cool, but he's getting older, right? So when you brush him out on the porch, he loves it. Like, he gets all like, he gives you love bites, like he bites in you.
Sure.
He's up on his shots, and he never goes outside. He never goes anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
He bit me yesterday when I was brushing him. He gave me a love bite. He drew blood. No. So now I got reading a fucking tiger. He's got that shit, and my cat bit me yesterday.
And now you're starting to cough.
I'm worried about everything. I'm worried about my dog. Like, this is insane, dude. If anybody knows me, they know the one thing that keeps me sane in my life is the dog.
Right, of course.
So now you're going to tell me in a week I can't pet my dog? Also, too, dude, I think here in the house.
Okay, hang on a second.
I think here at the house, we've already had it. I got really sick in January, and then Amber got really sick, sick.
Yeah.
And I went to the doctor, and my doctor had to do a chest X-ray.
Yeah.
I couldn't breathe that well.
Okay.
Yeah, and it came back, nothing. And then I was fine, but it took me 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get where I was good.
Yes.
I'm on the boat, dude.
Yes. By the way, Mike's turned to living in a freight elevator. By the way, somebody asked if you were living in a freight elevator.
I'm moving into a new condo. I figured I'd do the podcast on my way up. Yeah. Hey, dude, you got to work with what you got. It's not like I can run out and get soundproofing.
You can't run out and get much.
Good call. Watch this. Watch. Mom. Mom! I need another Corona with a lime. I'm just kidding you. That's not my mom.
I hope not.
It's my grandmother.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so the last time I saw
Grandma! Give me another beer with a fucking lime.
Speaking of beer, so what I'm doing, I'm trying two things.
Me pay rent.
Oh my God! So I've got a Corona as well. So I've got a Corona with lime, but I'm also drinking the Aldi version of Corona, which is a few bucks cheaper. It's called Cerveza Monterey, and so I'm trying the two of them.
We go to Aldi all the time, dude. Now it's cheap. It's good. How is it? But when you chase it with Corona. Here's
the thing. You can do this with any beer. If you really want a helpful tip, you can put enough lime in any beer that it's palatable. So it tastes pretty close, but especially once you put the lime in it, then yeah.
I think I've been drinking Corona anyway. It's technically gluten free.
Hey Bailey, do me a favor. Put your.
Did you hear what I just told you?
I did. Put your put the chat. Yeah, let me where I can see that bigger. Thanks.
Hey, if Trevor Harper's listening, man, it's really fucked up because I was just about to come to Kansas City.
Oh really?
Yeah, man. No, I'm just kidding.
Bailey, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't move it.
Trevor's been my friend for a long time. He's a great fucking dude, and a great fisherman, and
Trevor's
a great
awesome.
all-around dude.
He's an OG.
So he has been bugging me about coming back to Kansas City because I haven't been there in a long time.
Right.
And so I was just joking. I was meaning that Trevor, I was just about to come there and the virus.
Yeah. Trevor doesn't. He's not believing.
Trevor, you're not going to believe this. I've definitely been.
No fruit in beer. Hang on a second. Hang on, Dana. No fruit in beer. Mexican beer on the whole is awful until you put the lime in it. Then when you put the lime in it,
I really agree. Corona tastes like shit unless I have a lime.
Well, of course it does. It's Mexican beer.
Why is that? But maybe
the water down there's not great, Mike. Let's be honest.
I like Modelo. Is that Mexican beer?
Yeah.
You don't need a lime in that.
I don't put a lime in the dark, but definitely in the other one, I still put a lime in it. But yeah, I mean,
I don't like dark beer.
Oh, you're talking about the regular Modelo? Yeah. I mean, here's the thing about beer, really though, is ultimately it's like pizza crust. The beer is only as good as the water. I mean, really, beer's only as good as the water, right? Oh yeah. She said anything about Modelo. Yeah, you know, the regular Modelo. Yeah, I put some lime in it. Dana's talking to us. This is awesome, dude. We get on the internet. And so what a lot of people don't realize, and if you go over to sudsandbuzz.net, you'll find out real quick. We've been doing this on and off since like 2011.
Dude, I sit around all the time and I think about, man, what would we be doing right now if we would have stuck with the music?
Oh, whose fault is that?
All of ours.
It is.
You want to? It really is not because we were. I just think you and I, especially myself, I think my career was starting to go in a direction where I wasn't going to be around.
Right.
That's kind of how I looked at it.
Yeah, you were moving. It was
harder. And at that time, we couldn't have done this.
Right. The technology wasn't there.
This is, to do something like this, we would have needed 5 Chad Burnings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was doing all that shit that we were doing by ourselves. And we had the guy from Mo. Remember when we had the show with the guy from Mo?
Oh, yeah, that's right. We did the interview with him.
And we did the interview with this guy from Mo. And there were so many wires and shit that Chad had to deal with and put together to make that happen that you guys had to make. And then one day we just kind of, and then Chad and I were roommates and that didn't work out. And then I got married. It's kind of like, it was just all, it was life. Yeah. Man, that was you created a podcast. What year was that we started that?
We started in 2001 2001 with Music Pro Show. Yeah. Before there were even podcasts.
Pre 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Before there was even an iPod.
No really. We would get in the mail. Remember, we would go through this. That people would send us CDs of music, and we would go through the music. And I would like to see the CDs now to see who those bands are now, because at the time you're just like, it's just something. Yeah. CD.
And now
people would send us music. We would get a lot of it.
Well, you remember who our first musical guest was? If you don't remember,
I'm still friends with Jeff.
No. The first musical guest we had, for people that don't know, our relationship started back in 2000 when I was looking for comics for a radio show for Clear Channel. And the show never happened, so we decided to put it on the internet. Now, for anybody that's
Marshall Childs.
Anybody that's under 30, they won't remember this world. There was a world before podcasts. There was a world before an iPod. There was a world before YouTube. There was a world before all this stuff. And so in 2001, we started doing a radio show from a website. I remember one time, because Matt was a partner of ours, we crashed the website because at one time we had like... We had like 40,000 people on the website at once listening to the show when we were doing it live.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I know. And so it's one of those things where our very first musical guest was Clay Cook from the Zach Brown Band.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That was before Zach Brown.
He told us a story about Mayer, John Mayer.
John Mayer, yeah, because they wrote
He wrote an
a
album
bunch
with
of
John
that,
Mayer, and
that first record.
And then we had, but no, I remember Mosier and the guy who played fiddle for Widespread Panic.
Yes.
What was that guy's name?
Dave Blackman.
David Blackman. Yeah, they came in.
Dude, while I'm thinking about
it. You're so ahead of your time, Brian.
Dave Blackman, I hope you're doing better, buddy. I know you've been sick. And
does he got the COVD?
He's got something else. But hey, there's somebody from YouTube. Hey, Brian Robinson.
It's not crabs, dude. If it's crabs, it's over.
But Neil Fountain was playing bass, and I forgot who the fourth person was. I'll remember later. But we had a lot of great musical guests on that show. This was pre-Suds and Buds even. But, Dana, we both actually shaved for this show, I'll bet. You shaved before this.
I took my beard off. I'll tell you the true story. So okay. Amber and I are out driving in the car the other day, right?
It's always a girl. Always a girl.
Yeah. And now I got my new Accord that I've had for like 2 years now. And it's the first new car I ever had in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. Turbo. I love this thing.
Yeah.
It's a sport. And so we're out riding the other day. This old man's in a red pickup truck, like a little tiny red pickup truck. And I go around, like he's in front of me in the left-hand lane. Right? So I go to go around him.
Okay.
And as I'm going around him, I hear him gun it, like where he's like trying to like, so you know what I mean? Like, dude, come on. I'm just going to pass you. Like, let me pass you. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I'm going to go around you.
Yeah.
And he's trying to go faster. Right. So then I have to there's a car coming in my lane. So I have to get over.
Yep.
I kind of get over kind of quick. He starts flipping his lights, like deep in the horn and shit. I'm going to give him the finger out the window. And Amber's, stop that shit. Stop it. Fuck that dude.
Okay.
All on his, I ain't got no job. I'm fucking man. And then, all pissed. And so we get to the light. And he's behind me. He takes a picture. I take a picture of my car.
Oh, no.
And, the back of my car. And then so I'm giving him the finger. I'm like, he's going to take a picture of my car. What's he going to do with that? I'm going to be on America's Most Wanted. Just cut you off in traffic. What are you going to do with that?
Yeah.
So now I'm getting pissed. I'm like, fuck this dude. So then when the light turns green, I get about a mile down the road, and I'm kind of riding. I'm still kind of weird in the car because she's all.
She gets to see the real you. That's it.
I didn't hear like this. This quarantine's really bringing out the real him. And then she goes, I don't know. I think our landlord drives an old white red.
Oh my God.
I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I think. Did he have white hair? I'm like, yeah. She's like, yeah. Well, yeah. I said the guy had a beard. I've never seen him he doesn't ever had a beard. Maybe he shaved the beard. I'm like, well, why didn't you fucking say that when I'm giving him the finger? Why didn't you say you're the landlord?
That looks like our landlord.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Wait till I get.
It's kind of like when you're making out with your girl in the car.
Hey, by the way, that's our landlord. Like what the fuck? So now I come home and I've never met the dude. So now I'm just shaving my beard, and when he comes over, I'll piss him. My brother had my car. My brother, he's got a beard. That's exactly why I shaved my beard. I just told all of you that. Such a pussy. I didn't learn to swim till I was 17.
Brian Robinson needs a waterbed, baby T.
B-Rob is a fraternity brother of mine from NC State.
Oh, cool.
And he worked, actually, Brian works on, if that's the Brian that I think it is, I can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
He works on, he is a production guy. He's doing it for a long time, long time in Los Angeles. I guess he still lives there for American Idol and shows like that.
Oh, you're kidding me.
B-Rob and I went to college together. I've got fraternity brothers to do some really cool shit. I got my friend Brett Reinhardt is in charge of the Jacksonville Jaguar. He takes him up into the top of the stadium and jumps out of the damn rafters and shit.
Really?
Yeah, man. I have a fraternity brother, Wes Johnson, who invented a hammock, and he was in Forbes magazine last year for it's like one of those hammocks you can sleep in.
Is it one that like kind of goes over you like a cocoon?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like it's got everything you need in it. I can't remember the name of it, but Wes Johnson is a fraternity brother of mine. He does that shit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got another fraternity brother named Zach. Tables at the Arboretum.
I'm just gonna start reading you the chat since you can't see this. Brian Jones.
Brian Jones is not Brian Robinson.
Okay, no, there's two Brians on the stream.
Brian Jones is a compulsive masturbator and a liar. Dude. Do not listen to him. Default block that dude. He's got problems. He's a gambler, degenerate, and he masturbates a lot. Got a problem. And he wears sweet belts and Sebagos.
Yeah, Brian Water.
Brian Jones, those are all fraternity brothers of mine.
Oh, good.
Everybody in the whole frat house here. The whole frat house is here to fight you, Brian.
Oh, bring it on. Bring it on.
After that, you better play. Why don't we get drunk? Why don't I get drunk and screw her? Every guy in here is going to punch you in your face. It's frat house music.
Rainbow Bar and Grill at Arboretum.
Arboretum.
Oh, okay.
Arboretum. Rainbow Bar and Grill.
Mike Knight. That's Mike Knight.
That's Mike Knight. That is a really good friend of mine from growing up. Brian, where the fuck are all your people at?
I don't have any friends, dude. Nobody likes me. That's why I put a TV studio in my house.
Actually, you know what? That brings me to another point. I owe Mike Knight a T-shirt. He bought a Waterbed Baby T-shirt.
Oh, cool.
I have Waterbed Baby T-shirts for sale on my website, Speenberg.com. You're conceived on a waterbed, or you know someone who's conceived on a waterbed.
Yeah, normally at this point we'd tell people to go to your website and go to Speenberg.com and see where you're going to be, but
yeah,
now
there's a calendar page on there. Well, actually, Stir Crazy Comedy Club, Glendale, Arizona, June 11th through 13th. There's still some dates on there, but I don't know if they're going to happen. They're canceled. I'm pretty much cooked.
No. You're going to be right. You're going to be right here. I promise you. I
spent quite a bit of money to get third or fourth row tickets for Amber and I for the Black Crows from the 3rd. So in a way, I think this is going to be the best fucking July 4th party I'm ever going to have in my life.
I hope so. In fact, you know what? I may even make it a point to come up and drive up and be there.
Yeah. Well, I'm not giving you my tickets. I'm letting you sneak down. Actually, I do owe you like fucking front rows.
Yeah. Because Van Halen will never tour again.
It hurts my spot. Like, it hurts my soul. Like,
all right, so most of the people...
Amber was playing Van Halen in the living room the other day, and I love their music, but every time I listen to them, I think of how much of a douchebag I am.
So tell people what happened.
Like I want to crawl into a hole. And
most people don't know what happened. You can tell them.
I'm not going to tell. I don't have any. I don't remember.
So Mike and I met at his house one night.
Bailey, can you go outside, Bailey? Bailey, can you go outside, please? Take your mother and go outside, Bailey. Take the dogs and your mother and go outside. The story is not true. Brian Jones told Brian Stevens the story. Much of a lie it is.
So Mike was supposed to have bought the tickets for Van Halen, right?
I did buy them. They were in my house. I found that fucker like 2 weeks later. We were in my house hanging out before the concert, getting fucked up.
Yeah, we're getting hammered, right?
Brian, was Van Halen. This had to be, 12 years ago?
No. We were still doing Suds and Buds at the time, like every week. It was during that time period. And it's whenever they were on the reunion tour coming through Atlanta.
I was on a lot of heroin, man. I'm just kidding.
And so Mike, we're driving to the concert. Now we'd already hung out.
We were at my house.
I was in the car going to the concert when you figured out you didn't have the ticket.
Okay, because me and whoever else were leaving my house.
Right.
And I had supposed to have your ticket, and I looked for it, and I was like, where the fuck? And I could not find it. And I was like, I know I bought it. And when I told you, I know you thought, I swear on my life, I found that fucker.
He did.
So,
he did.
It was Reed, and I can't remember even who I went with.
I don't even remember. I don't remember who you went with. I just know it wasn't me because I went home and I cried. And it was the last time David Lee Roth was in Atlanta with Van Halen that I know of, so I just completely missed it. It was just, the one time in my life
They'll be back, dude. Be back. Aren't they going on tour again this year?
No.
There's a lot of bands going on tour this year. Supposed to be.
It's supposed to be.
I keep forgetting that shit.
Yeah. Well,
ESPN's playing WrestleMania.
Oh my God. So the world's
my dad's calling me. They had the national championship from 1988 on the TV. I have to hear about another game.
Magic Johnson, yeah. Totally ruined my plans for the evening.
That's another thing that sucks too. I'm realizing how much I miss hanging out with my old man. I would just go see my old man to keep my head straight. Now it's just kind of like, I gotta call that dude on. You can't even. If something happens to somebody we know,
oh my gosh,
you can't go see them.
I've called my mom at least every other day, and I've tried to FaceTime her when I could.
My mom's one of the skeptics. She doesn't believe this shit.
Really? So what does she honestly think's going on? What does she think's going on?
See, my stepdad is, I swear to God, still going back and forth to work. He is in charge of a crew that installs the infrastructure at Walmart, like stores like that. But they work in the middle of the night.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like in the middle of the night. That's what he did. He traveled. Dude, if you go on your phone right now, you can fly from New York City to Charlotte for like $49, American Airlines. So,
and especially because all the coronavirus stuff is free after you get it.
They shouldn't even be allowed to be flying.
They shouldn't.
Those airline flights shouldn't be happening.
No.
No. The longer this shit happens, the longer you and I can't. That's what's. I don't have all that shit that I can. Buy a T-shirt, dude. leave a tip. I want to get back to real stand-up. I'm not into this.
You'll see on the screen.
I'm not into this whole virtual comedy show thing. Comedy as a stand-up, I can sit here and try to be funny with you, but as a stand-up, as an art form,
right?
That the crowd is half of the equation.
Oh yeah,
you can't take out half of the equation and
not at all. And music's the same way. Even watching people play their sets, whether they're doing original tunes or cover tunes, it's a completely different experience because you're not directly connected. They can't see you. They can't hear you as they play their songs.
You can release an album. Without a crowd. How many great stand-up albums do you know out there without a crowd in them?
A zero.
Yeah.
Well, except for maybe Bob Newhart, and that's probably it. But anyway.
Yeah, but that's sketch, right? Newhart.
Sort of, kind of. But yeah, the thing about any of this, anything that's creative that you can only see in the moment. That's what we're not getting that right now. And my hope is that people will learn to reappreciate those things, so that when the world goes back to what it is going to be, it's not going to go back to what it was. But
there's no way. I can't even stand near someone.
Oh, I know.
I wash my fucking hands every time I do anything.
Yeah.
I can't touch a cart. I can't handle a receipt. When a guy hands me my credit card back, I'm tripping.
Yeah.
And when I can't, if I hear a noise come from someone, Hunter lives with us. He's 11 years old. He lives here. We've been here for 2 weeks with him. When he coughs, I get nervous.
Yeah.
Now an animal's got it. Like everything, there's no way we're going back to the way we were, dude.
No.
There's going to be different, weird. I just think somebody's got to invent something to where when you walk through a doorway, it takes your temperature.
It's got to do something, yeah.
And then if your temperature's high, but then again, is it so crazy fucking far out socialist that we're like, meh, 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 your temperature comes up and these guys come out of the wall and are like,
winner.
They take you back into this room and make sure that you don't have some kind of weird virus. Yeah.
The world fundamentally will be different. That's for sure. I don't know how.
Clearly, we're not prepared for this.
Oh no, of course not. Of course not. I mean, regardless of what you think about what's really happening, as individual people and just as society in general, on both levels, we aren't ready for this, and it's sad.
I'm telling you, dude, when I had a roommate named Brian in Wrightsville Beach, summer of 1995. That dude brought the wrong lady home. The crabs got running around our room. I had to clean that. I had to pretty much burn and disinfect everything I had. Pretty much everything I owned had to be set on fire. And that's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna pretty much burn everything. We're gonna burn everybody's grandma. All right. So all the Afghans, dude. All the Afghans. That's what they should do. Just close down early bird suppers in Myrtle Beach. And this fucking thing will go away in a heartbeat. I don't know, man. It's scary. Amber doesn't even wear underwear.
Did she wear it before?
No. That's how you catch something, man. I don't care what you say. That's how you get shit. She knows what I'm talking about.
So how is it? The last time we were hanging out, I think you guys had started dating, but you weren't like an item, like a full-time
item. Full-time item, man. She gives me pay like dude. In my whole life, I'm not gonna get me. I can only speak for me. In 10 years ago, with what's going on right now, how we are as artists and not having any income and all that kind of nonsense, I would have been tripping. I would have been able to do this because I'd have been worried about because everything was my responsibility on that too.
Right.
Now I just feel like I'm equal with someone. We're not. It's not me having to worry about all issues.
Right.
Having to, so I just enjoy having someone who's just as dedicated to the whole long-term process as I am.
Sure. Well, I mean, that's what it takes to work. Yeah, BJ, the pollen has
Shot.
got
Fine.
BJ said pollen has everyone wondering who's infected. Yeah, I never had allergies until I moved to Georgia. So,
Yeah, they're pretty bad here in North Carolina too, but nothing beats North Georgia.
oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I never took things like Zyrtec or Claritin or any kind of daily thing, something you had to take every day just to hold the thing down until I moved
See
to
that
Georgia.
commercial with that brother who has HIV and he's getting awards a lot? You know what I'm talking about?
Okay. Oh yeah.
Have you seen it? You know, he's the student and study enrollment coordinator. That's what his name tag says on the commercial. Read it quick enough. He gets an award and he's got AIDS and he walks in the benefit. You seen that? High five. Just curious if I'm the only one catching that commercial a lot for some reason. You were saying you don't take Zyrtec and stuff like that.
Well, yeah. I mean, to the idea. Well, that's part of getting older too. Is that you take I never took a multivitamin before my mid 40s. I never took all kinds of supplements and stuff just to.
Speaking of conspiracy theories, you take multivitamins.
Oh yeah.
Let's just go sit in the sun and eat a fish oil and like a probiotic. Why don't you do some hemp, dude? Once you get into the movement. They got it for you now. You can eat it. They got it for pussies like you now. You can eat it. You don't have to smoke on it. Ask the sound guy.
I'm probably the only musician that I know that has never done any of that stuff.
No, I've seen Striper. I'm probably it's weird. It's one of those things where I don't take any. When I was getting divorced, I was on Ambien and some kind of weird antidepressant bullshit that didn't work. I stopped taking it for like 2 weeks, and the Ambien, man, that shit fucks me.
Dude,
I called the cops. I told you I called the cops. They came to my hotel room in Canada.
What happened?
I got all fucked. I was eating Ambien every night to sleep, and I had a bunch of shows. And the last night I was there, I ran out of Ambien, and I heard that you have Ambien nightmares when you run out. When you die. And I went to sleep, and last night I was there. I was supposed to come get picked up that morning and go to the airport and fly home. I kind of wake up, and I'm waking up, and I hear a guy knock on the hotel room door. It sounds like it's in the hallway, right? I'm asleep. And he knocks on the door, and I hear a lady say something, and he says, "Me." And I hear her open the door and close it, and they go, "He's in the room now." Okay. You know how everything's coming to you when you're waking up, you know? Oh, you know, sometimes if you're napping and you're kind of not napping, there's people talking around you, your dreams will grow into what they're talking about.
Of
sometimes.
Of course.
Happen to you.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I was in that mode, right? And then I hear them talking, and they're talking, but they're not talking aggressive. It's muffled because it's through a wall.
Yeah.
But it's not aggressive. But then all of a sudden, as I'm really kind of waking up, I hear the door fling open and hit the wall in there. I hear a beat down, like a fight. There's no yelling, there's no rustling, but there's no screaming or anything like that. But it sounds like, in my mind, they came in the room and she backed off and they beat the one dude's ass who came in there first.
Okay.
He was set up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wake up and I'm sitting in my bed and it's complete silence, like 4:45 in the morning. Complete silence. The fuck? And I'm freaking out. So I sit there for a second. Shit. So I go over to my phone in my hotel room. No lie, dude. And I call the front desk and I say, "Hi." She says, "Yes." I say, "Someone just got assaulted." She says, "What?" I said, "I think someone just got assaulted." And the next door, she says, "Okay, I'll call the police." I said, "Okay." Now, dude, I'm in Canada.
Yeah.
and she gets off the phone with me, and I'm my warped ass Ambien mind. I think she's not going to call the cops, so I got it. So I literally get under the desk, I take the phone, and I hit 911, and I call the police, and I talk to the dispatcher later, I tell her what's going on. She has to keep me on the phone. So the cops get there. I guess that's a rule they have or whatever.
Okay.
So she's talking to me, and she's telling me how shitty the neighborhood is where my hotel is.
Yeah.
All this nonsense. And then she says, "Okay, the guys are there, so just get off the phone." So I hang up my phone, and I go walk to the door, and I look at the people to my right. I see these cops, like Canadian cop dudes, and kind of through a peephole. Okay. I see them.
Did he have a hat? Have a hat on?
They're knocking on the door next to mine, and I see them go in the room. Right.
Oh no.
And then I sit back on my bed, and about 4 minutes later, I hear knock on my door. Oh no. I open the door, and there's a big ass Canadian mounted police guy standing there with the hat on, all that fucking Bullwinkle shit, standing there. And he says, tell me what happened. What'd you hear? I said, well, it sounded like somebody was assaulted there next door. I said, dude, it's like 5:35 in the morning, 5:45 in the morning.
Okay.
On a Monday morning. And he's like, well, we just woke them up. It's a man and a woman, and they were sound asleep. We just woke them up. There's nothing going on. I'm like, oh, shit.
He's banging the heck out of his girlfriend or his wife.
And I said, and the cop's like trying to look over my shoulder, like seeing if there's like heroin needles behind him or something behind me. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I think maybe it was upstairs. It was above me. It wasn't through the walls above me. See, and I vividly remember he said, okay, we'll go check it. Ooh. And he left. And then I sat on my bed for a little while and I said, what the fuck, man? And then I just packed my shit and I wait till like 9 in the morning and the guide's coming to get me. And I go downstairs and I asked the lady front desk, "Is there find anybody in here?" She's like, "No." They're looking at me, "You're a fucking idiot. No, you dumbass. Go to America, you stupid fucking Southern motherfucker." and nothing there. Like, yeah, I seriously called the Canadian Mounted Police on me. And they came to my hotel room. And there was nothing going on. I heard a beat down that didn't happen. I heard screeching.
Well, there was a beat down going on, but I think it was a much different nature.
Yeah, so don't mess with that shit. That was really bad.
I took it for about maybe 2 months, 3 months to try, because it was one of those times when I was stressed out and I couldn't sleep at all. Like I'd sleep for an hour.
It does you good sleeping, man. Well, that shit. When you wake up and you're like, oh fuck, well, that felt good.
Well, yeah. But the problem for me
That's
is
what it's supposed to do, but it makes you want to kill your cat.
Well, see, I have. So I've got a routine where at the end of the night, I read for like 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes before I go to sleep. So I do, brush my teeth and all that kind of stuff to get ready for bed, take the Ambien, get in bed, and read. And the way that I knew it was time to put down my iPad was that the letters would start to dance.
Really?
And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's kicking in. It's time. But if at any point, like if I was reading something, I'm like, I'm not done yet. That's when stuff would start happening. So one night, I wait about 5 or 10 minutes too long, and I'm trying to read my book, and all of a sudden, I freak out, and I just grab the back of the headboard, and all of a sudden, I'm like, and Rose wakes up, and I don't remember this, so she's had to tell me the story that I was telling her about Zulu Amazon warriors that were up in the corners of the ceiling that were coming towards me, and they were coming to get us. And the first thing my doctor told me when he gave me a prescription for Ambien was he said, hide your keys. Have someone else in your house hide your keys.
You'll do weird shit. Like I know a comedian who on the boats had an Ambien nightmare and was banging on another comedian's door in the hallway. It's just crazy. The only time I've ever eaten acid, I went to a Grateful Dead concert.
Okay.
That was cool. And I vividly remember standing out in the parking lot. You know what's funny? I was up at that concert with the same guy who got crabs. How fucking insane is this story?
You wonder why I don't have friends. They get crabs and they make you go see the Grateful Dead. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, and that's the only time I've ever eaten acid. I went to a Dead concert in Charlotte. And I remember standing out in the parking lot, and it was near the airport, and that airplane's like landing on this like line. Mm-hmm. It looked like it went on forever. And then
and there's music coming out of the line.
That was in the parking lot. We're in the parking lot because the show was indoors, and then we went indoors. And me and Mitch and I didn't go with Brian. He came and picked us up, and but me and Mitch and Zach, we walked around, and then we went into the show, and they played The Weight, the song by the band.
Oh yeah,
with Bruce Hornsby.
Ooh, wow,
that was kind of cool. Yeah, he came out and played The Weight with them, so that was kind of nice. One time I've ever seen The Dead, and that was kind of neat.
Thank you, Dana. Appreciate you.
I wish John Prine could still be on my bucket list and see all over with.
Yeah, I know. He was just in my hometown not too terribly long ago playing. There's a little opera house there where.
How is Meridian doing and all this? Are they good?
Well, I talked to my mother, and like I said, I talked to her about every other day. And for her thing was, well, me and your daddy, we pretty much just stay at home, and he goes and plays golf with his buddies, but they stay 6 feet apart. It's my mother pretty much reads books on her iPad about 8 hours a day, right? So for her, the world hasn't changed, other than she did tell me me. She said, I went to the grocery store the other day and they didn't have any toilet paper, like none anywhere. And
But you know what you tell your mother? What I've been doing is I got some of those colon exam boxes, and I just shit in those and I mail them out. The mailman's problem now, dude. You know who I've been mailing them to? My ex-wife. I don't want to be a dick or nothing. Yeah, I've been mailing back some boxes of shit out. I've been putting in the colon test boxes, and I've just been mailing them out.
Stop it, I gotta swallow.
What's your address, Brian? What's your address? I'm doing Christmas cards. What's your address? That's an hour, man. That's an hour. So when are we going to come back? We're going to do it. When are we going to do it? I'm going to do another hour in 3 days.
You know, so many people have been so awesome to us in terms of commenting, and we had some tips. You can still tip us even after the show's over, or if you're watching the recorded version of this.
What's today? Sunday? We're going to do Wednesday?
Well, why not?
Let's do Wednesdays and Sundays.
I've got nothing else to do at this point.
Yeah, me neither, dude. If you guys have a comedy club, let me know. Wednesdays and Sundays. How about that?
I love it.
So I'll see you Wednesday. So if you're listening to this, or watching this, please tell your peeps that come back Wednesday. I'll sit here in the freight elevator, and Brian can come from the really weird, awkward green studio. And Wednesdays and Thursdays. I think this is what this show needed. Is
Really?
the fact that I don't have to. Well, here's
us not to be in the same room.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we need Bailey on sound too. I think it only works out like when you start bringing. It's like an Allman Brothers thing. You get your kid on sound. But no, I can get drunk at home, man. I don't have anywhere.
You don't have to drive anywhere afterwards.
That was my problem in Atlanta. I was having to come to your house and drink beers and then drive 40 miles home.
Stephanie Ramsey says she will definitely be here on Wednesday. So Stephanie,
Wednesday, tell your friends. Wednesday at 7:00.
Yeah, Wednesday at 7:00. Let's do it.
7:00, and send out our links, and we'll send out a bunch of invites to do an hour.
And if
you have something you want to talk about, or if you have a topic, we're just going to talk about what's going on.
Oh
in our
yeah,
lives.
Send it.
And so let us know.
Make sure you like the Facebook page. Yeah, please leave a tip. I mean, literally, this is how we're going to make money until all this stuff works. Thank you, BJ. I appreciate you coming by. Hopefully, we'll see you Wednesday. Make sure you like the Facebook page, subscribe on YouTube, ding the bell. And if you haven't looked, there are like 36 or 37 past episodes from the last 10 years of our lives that you can go and watch on YouTube.
The best one's where we did the robbery and Joe Pettis didn't move at all.
Oh. That was your best episode. That was not my best episode. My best episode was much different than yours. But Mike McKnight, yes, everybody's hump day, and God, yes, hashtag hump day. Suds and Buds Hump Day. That's what we'll call it.
Oh, that reminds me. Did you know there's by the way, everybody, look at Buds and Suds. Buds and Suds we'll discuss next week. There's a podcast called Buds and Suds, which is Suds and Buds backwards.
Okay.
It's called Buds and Suds. We're Suds and Buds. They're Buds and Suds. And they're about rehab and coming off alcohol. I'll see you next week.
See you next week, buddy. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody. We will we'll see you next time. Don't go. Hey, throw the video. Bye.